This is the L2C Media Network on YouTube. And this this is Sports Final with Steve Baxley. It's been a long day. Now, and it's sponsored by William Hill Sportsbook. Let's make it interesting. As if the Super Bowl needed to be more interesting. And by the L2C Media Network. Now, with all the details from the headlines in sports for a Wednesday, Steve Baxley, Baxman, take it away. Take it away. All righty. How y'all doing? Steve Baxley here with you, the Baxman in his Tiger shirt. And wow, the prelude to the storm. So what storm? There's supposed to be a major storm coming up, but we watch here. Our official station is Channel 6. They're only seeing about maybe 1 to 3 inches possible, but beyond that, some freezing rain is definitely possible. We'll get a weather forecast from those nice, considerable folks over at TV6 in just a few moments. Right now, what? We don't need no monologue. Well, tomorrow I have tomorrow it's going to be a wild day because my mom has an appointment for a CAT scan, and then I have a physical. Let y'all know how it all went. Right now, let's do something good. It's time for a little sports. And what sports do we have Obadiah? We'll give you headlines, we'll give you details, and we'll give you something else too. Scores. So if you're ready for this, today was, of course, National Signing Day. So who got the best and who got the worst? Well, after a day full of hats on heads and socially distanced announcements, the 2021 National Signing Day is in the books, and with it, the class of 2021 is nearly complete. The 2021 recruiting rankings have settled with Alabama not only on top, but pulling in the highest rated class of all time. It's been a year of uncertainty in nearly every walk of life, and the same has been the case in the recruiting for the 2021 class. NC2A rules, due to the pandemic, limited the in-person contact that's often used by both coaches and players to help finalize the decision-making process, so Zoom calls and unofficial visits to the campus had to suffice for players and coaches. Now that the signing day has wrapped up, let's see who the winners were. Obviously, one of the biggest was Alabama. The Crimson Tide locked up the #1 recruiting class of all time, edging out 2010 Florida. There was little drama in it as 25 of the 27 players in Alabama's class signed early in December. And even the 26th member was verbally committed, and Kamar Wheaton, who made things official at his school before lunch. Alabama's class has 16 of the top 91 players in the country. The Tide also have the #2 guard in Terrence Ferguson and the #1 center in James Brockermeyer. They also have 4 of the top 10 wide receivers in Ja'Cory Brooks, Agee Hall, Christian Leary, and JoJo Earl. Plus a #2 running back, Wheaton. Nick Saban now has hauled in 6 of the 10 highest-rated recruiting classes ever during his tenure as coach of Alabama. Every class Bama has signed under, Saban has won at least 1 national championship. About established coaches, they were winners too. Recruiting in the pandemic was difficult. No visits to college campuses or to high schools. There were no in-person evaluations, no summer camps, nothing. This gave a big advantage to staff who had pre-existing relationship prospects of the top 15 classes in the 24/7 Sports Composite Team rankings. None hired a coach in 2019 or 2020. Texas A&M, they were winners. So too were Oregon and USC and Michigan. Yes, Michigan. Jim Harbaugh's future intact. Michigan retooled its defensive coaching staff and went on a big run, flipping defensive tackle Rayshon Benny from MSU and beating out a number of top schools for George Rooks. The Wolverines have the number 2 class in the Big Ten and the number 10 overall. How about Wisconsin? They did good. Maybe might see them in the national spotlight again. The losers were new coaching staffs and high schoolers who were just not standouts. And there you go. There's your winners and losers from National Signing Day 2021. Let's rock it with more headlines, and then we do some scores. Then we'll do a bit of a commercial. Okay, you guys, we got our commercial copy right here, so everything's good in the hood. Are we, there we go. Let's get back to more of the headlines. And we take you over to baseball headlines. We got at least some baseball headline for you. And it's pretty good. Felix Hernandez, a 6-time All-Star and the winner of the 2010 American League Cy Young Award, thank you, has agreed with the Baltimore Orioles on a minor league contract for the 2021 season, according to John Heyman of MLB Network. Hernandez will reportedly make $1 million. The 35-year-old, come early April, has not pitched in the majors since 2019, though he signed with the Braves last offseason and pitched in spring training. He opted out before the 60-game season because in July, let's try that again. He opted out before the 60-game season began in July. Hernandez struggled to find traction in recent years since 2017. He's posted a 5.42 ERA and a 2.36 strikeout to walk ratio in 314 innings pitched. For Hernandez's career, he has amassed a 1.17 ERA plus and a 50.3 wins above replacement per Baseball Reference calculations. All 419 of his big league regular season appearances have occurred with the Seattle Mariners, and it's worth noting that Hernandez has never appeared in the postseason. Hernandez is a 2-time ERA champion. He's received Cy Young Award consideration in 6 seasons, most recently in 2015. He'll enter the season with 169 career victories, though any chances of him reaching 200, let alone 300, fell by the wayside. The Orioles are projected to again be one of the worst teams in baseball. Baltimore traded Alex Cobb early this week, leaving the O's without many locks for their rotation, outside of perhaps John Meese and Jorge Lopez, who is, well, frankly, out of options. Other contenders for the Orioles rotation include Keegan Akin, Dean Kramer, and Bruce Zimmerman. The Orioles also recently signed left-hander Wade LeBlanc to a minor league deal, suggesting he has a chance of breaking camp with the club. Baltimore's other notable additions this offseason have been shortstop Freddie Galvis, second baseman Yolmer Sanchez, and Rule 5 pitchers Max Schroller and Tyler Wells. Not bad, if I do say so myself, and I seldom if ever do. Okay, so we have our 2-sport bobbity boops. Let's get you now on the road with some b-ball. This time the pros begin our score. It goes without saying that the scores we bring you are sponsored in part by William Hill Sportsbooks. It's now legal in Michigan. Online betting and sportsbooks are here in the state. And the best one, the legend, William Hill. Let's make it interesting. Okay, let's make this interesting. 4:52 remaining in the game. And the Pelicans lead the Suns 110-85. Beginning of the fourth period, the Boston Celtics lead the Sacramento Kings 82-81. Final score: Milwaukee Bucks over the Indiana Pacers 130-110. Philadelphia 76ers a 118-111 victory over the Charlotte Hornets. Dallas Mavericks 122-116 win over the Atlanta Hawks. Los Angeles Clippers beat the Cleveland Cavs 121-99. Oklahoma City Thunder 104-87 winner over Rockets of Houston. New York Knicks beat the Chicago Bulls 107-103. Washington Wizards beat the Miami Heat 103-100. And San Antonio defeated Minnesota, the Spurs over the Timberwolves 111-108. And that's all you got there. And as we doodle here, we doodle there as we go from hoops of pros to those of the would-be. That's right, it's time for some college b-ball hoops and get you to the scoreboard. Here we go. That's right. We'll give you some college basketball, not college football, but college basketball scores. And wow, it's going to be amazing what happens. Okay, let's first go with the gentleman as we do so. We present to you, hopefully, the NC2A. Men. All right, here we go. February the 3rd. February 3rd. And we begin with a spin. Oh, God. All right, NCAA college basketball, the men's side. We've already done the promo plug, so there you go. And we wait for the ever plausible, that is, of course, being scores pop up, and don't know how many games is being played tonight because of the pandemic, but it should be somewhat full pack. Let's go to it. St. John's beat number 3 ranked Villanova 70-59. In other basketball of the college kind, East Carolina an 82-73 winner over number 5 ranked Houston. 10th ranked Alabama 78-60 winner over LSU. In other action, 14th ranked Virginia beat North Carolina State 64-57. Georgetown defeated 15th ranked Creighton 86-79. Pittsburgh defeated 16th ranked Virginia Tech 83-72. 18th ranked Missouri defeated Kentucky 75-70. South Carolina over 22 ranked Florida 72-66. And we have postponed number 4 ranked Michigan and Northwestern postponed due to that damned COVID. And it's coming up now. The women now have a turn, as they should. And let's get the women some applause. And we give you scores from their games. There's only 3 tonight, as one game was given the postponement X. Okay. And here we go. Third-ranked UConn over St. John's, 94-62. 21st-ranked West Virginia over Iowa State, 65-56. 14th-ranked Florida and SMU, their game was canceled due to COVID. And that, my friends, is that. For right now, let's keep going. This time from the National Football League, the continuing story of Deshaun Watson. And it keeps getting a little bit weirder. Here's this week's edition. Brett Favre's. Yeah, let's try that again. Brett Favre recently offered some strong words regarding Deshaun Watson's current situation with the Texans. But Watson's agent, David Mullergetta, isn't having it. On Thursday night, Deshaun Watson's agent, David Mullergetta, responded to Favre's recent criticism of Watson's request to be traded out of Houston. Watson has not been happy with the Texans, excluding him from key personal decisions this offseason after previously telling him that he would be involved in those hirings. Favre told Yahoo Sports, quote, "You get paid a ton of money to do a certain job, just do it and let the chips fall where they may. I think we make too much money to voice an opinion, but I'm not saying he's wrong. Again, I think it's a different day and time. And it'll be interesting to see how the organization handles it." Now, Mulugeta wrote via Twitter, quote, "Brett should probably stop throwing stones from that glass house he's staying in," end quote. Mulugeta is alluding to the reported trade request Favre made during the end of his run with the Packers. Favre's first reported trade request came shortly after the 2007 draft. Favre was reportedly upset that the team was unwilling to trade a fifth-round pick to acquire Randy Moss, who Favre had recruited during that offseason. Moss was ultimately traded to the Patriots, where he caught an NFL record 21 touchdowns in 2007 while helping the Pats advance to Super Bowl 42. The Packers made to the NFC title game before an overtime interception by Favre set up the Giants' game-winning field goal. Now, shortly after retiring during the ensuing offseason, Favre then informed the Packers brass he wanted to resume his career. After being told that the organization was committed to moving forward with Aaron Rodgers under center, Favre asked for his release. While he was ultimately traded to the Jets, Favre retired again the following offseason, then signed with the Vikings in order to play against his former team. Favre went 2-2 against the Packers before retiring, this time for good, after the 2010 season. Now, while Favre's story has been written, Watson's future is very much up in the air. The Houston Chronicle has reported that the team will want at least 2 first-round draft picks, 2 second-round draft picks, and 2 young defensive starters. And excuse me, in return for Watson, the NFL's reigning pass leader. The report came shortly after the Lions executed a deal with the Rams that sent Matthew Stafford to LA in exchange for Jared Goff and 2 future first-round picks and a 2021 third-round pick. Ooh. Okay. We got time for one more headline, then we go take a break, get a couple of plugs in, and then we go forth and finish up. So we take a moment in time to pause for an equally morose message. All right, Michigan, welcome to the world of off on. We looked at 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, Michigan, welcome to the game. That's right. It's now legal to bet on sports, and the best place to do that is William Hill Sportsbook. Just download William Hill Sportsbook. You get something for just doing that. You get to betting, and who knows what you might predict may win you an awful lot of bucks. William Hill Sportsbook, let's make it interesting. And with the Super Bowl on Super Sunday, there's going to be some interesting prop bets and everything else. So download the William Hill Sportsbook app and let's make it interesting. Now, tonight on the Ricada Law channel on Law Splaining the Interwebs, the humble, mild-mannered lawyer from Minneapolis, Minnesota, Nick Ricada, and his guest. Well, tonight it's going to be Wednesday night law and nerd chill time. And that's coming up in about 3 minutes. Just remember, Nick Ricada's got you covered with a good show, as usual, Law Splaining the Interwebs, each night at midnight Eastern, only on the Ricada Law channel, only on YouTube. That's right. Only on YouTube. Mm-hmm. All right. We're staying alive. Ugh. Ugh. Excuse me. There we go. All right. In the world of golf, yes, we do have a world of fun and a world of joy, and that's the world of golf for every girl and boy. There we go. Okay. Let's get with it here. Oops. Well, they're not going to let this thing go in the world of golf, so why not just report on it? That's right. And here we go. Sorry. Yawned. Rory McIlroy found himself somewhat caught up in the Patrick Reed rules chaos last week at the Farmers Insurance Open, and left him with a lot of questions even after the tournament. Reed, of course, got a free drop because of an embedded ball on the 10th hole on Saturday in round 3 at Torrey Pines. It was a ruling that was talked about for 2 straight years, even though he won on Sunday. And it was Reed himself who dragged McIlroy into it when he tweeted on Saturday night that McIlroy did the exact thing he did on the 18th hole. Shocking. After video emerged on Sunday, the two relief rulings appeared to be quite similar. McIlroy's ball bounced in the rough, much like Reed's, but McIlroy, who like Reed never saw the bounce, said it was embedded and took a drop. He was adamant after his round that he didn't need to call over a rules official because it was certainly embedded. And yet the replay showed that unless it landed in its own pitch mark, which is certainly possible, though unlikely, the ball almost certainly would not have been embedded unless it was stepped on. Now, an email was sent to the tour on Monday saying my ball was stepped on to be found. But the volunteer didn't tell me that on Saturday, McIlroy said on Wednesday at the Phoenix Open. So that's why I took embedded ball relief, because it was an embedded ball. But I didn't know it had been done at the time. So obviously the video came out on Sunday with my ball bouncing and then going in. And at that point, I'm like, well, it must have went into its own pitch mark or something, because the ball was obviously plugged. Now, the tour exonerated both parties on Sunday, despite not knowing that McIlroy's ball had actually been stepped on. But he went to sleep on Sunday evening unsettled. And it turns out that it was an embedded ball, even if the path to get to that point was not what anyone originally thought. And there's your golf story. That's right. There's your golf story. And we're at 1 minute past the hour. Let's give you what we can of college basketball, and then we'll give you the hockey and other scores. And before we do that, I'm going to take a little break because I'm going to get me a drink of water so that I can be a little refreshed. Because right now, person sleepy. So we're going to talk to the chair here for a bit. And we'll be back shortly. Don't worry, folks. We're coming back. Hello there, baby. Hello there, Uno. Okay, we're back. Got my drink of water. And let's bring the microphone in. And we'll get to some more headlines. And here we go. East Carolina secured its first ever win against a top 5 opponent and snapped a 35-game losing streak against ranked foes by stunning number 5 Houston 82-73 tonight. The loss ended an 8-game winning streak for the Cougars, who had defeated opponents by an average of 18.5 points per game during an undefeated January. 5 players reached double figures for the Pirates as they snapped the 5-game losing streak in stunning fashion. Houston entered the meeting favored by 16.5 points, having ascended back to the top 5 after tearing through a series of league opponents following a 1-point loss at Tulsa on December 29th, with ECU ranked number 169 in the NET. The defeat will count as a quad 3 loss for Houston. The Cougars, well, they were on the number 2 seed line entering the game, according to CBS's own bracketology expert, Jerry Palm. Now, with the loss, Palm now projects Houston to drop to the number 3 seed line. The Cougars entered, allowing opponents to just 32.2% shooting, the best defensive mark in the country, but ECU got hot from behind the arc, knocking down 11 of 24 three-point attempts after entering the game averaging just 6.2 made three-pointers per game, which was 282nd in the nation. Tremont Watson-White led the long-range barrage for the Pirates by hitting 5 of 6 attempts from three-point range, but ECU's top scorer was Jaden Gardner, who finished with 21 points and 15 rebounds without a single three-point attempt. That was big news. All right. I got my water. Oh, boy. I need this. Okay. Let's keep it on going. In the National Football League, another little report. This one, well, we're going to watch this, find out if there's trouble in paradise. But when the Philadelphia Eagles hired Nick Sirianni as their new head coach, most understandably saw the decision, at least partially, as a step towards getting quarterback Carson Wentz back on track. Sirianni, after all, is best known as an understudy of former Eagles offensive coordinator Frank Reich, one of Wentz's top mentors during his 2017 MVP candidacy. But just because, there we go. But just because Sirianni is in town doesn't mean Wentz wants to stay in Philadelphia, according to Adam Schefter of ESPN. The Eagles' former starter would prefer a fresh start elsewhere in 2021, even if his current team is not inclined to trade him. Speaking with John Kincaid on 97.5, The Fanatic, Wednesday, Schefter suggested Wentz's silence this offseason. The QB has nobly refrained from welcoming Sirianni or commenting on ex-coach Doug Peterson's dismissal. Quote, tells you something, end quote. Specifically added, reiterating previous ESPN reports, Wentz remains hopeful of a clean break from an organization that oversaw his stark regression in 2020. Now, the issue, Schefter explained, is that the Eagles are not going to trade him unless they get back fair value, which he estimated in their eyes would be a first-round draft pick at the minimum. Quote, they will listen, absolutely listen. And if a team makes the right offer, there'll be a trade that'll be made. But if a team doesn't make the right offer, I think they'll be opening to bring him back and having him compete in camp with Jalen Hurts. To me, it could go either way. Just because he would like to be moved doesn't mean he will be. If I had to guess, I would guess he is traded. But again, they're not looking to get rid of him. They're not, end quote. Now, Hurts, for what it's worth, he started the Eagles' final 4 games of 2020 after replacing a demoted Wentz, told CBS Sports HQ this week that he's prepared to compete for the job if given. Well, that opportunity might be given. So, what do you think? Hi, Philadelphia. Get ready for your turn at the media scrum. All right. it is time for us to go get the hockey scores. That's right. It's time for hockey. Vegas and St. John, Las Vegas Golden Knights and the San Jose Sharks, they were postponed. The longest season for the Detroit Red Wings continues to play out in pathetic fashion. Tampa Bay Lightning disposed of the Red Wings 5-1. Hedman with 1 goal for Tampa Bay, Coleman with 2 assists for Tampa Bay, and Killorn for Tampa Bay, 1 goal, 1 assist. Boston Bruins pinholed the Philadelphia Flyers in overtime 4-3. Bergeron for Boston got a goal, 3 assists. Pasternak for Boston, 3 goals, 1 assist. And Van Riemsdyk for Philly, 1 assist. Golden Knights and San Jose Sharks, they were postponed. The Wild has postponed their season until February 9th. The Devils have paused their season until February 6th. Yeah. Oh, boy, I tell you. We got about, let's see, we started this at 11:35, 10, 15, 20, 20, 30, 35, 40. We got about 5 minutes left. So why don't we go to the boards before we get on to the mountains of media. All right, let's get you to the soccer scores. Then we'll head over to the media. And if you're ready, guys, I know I am, let's go to it. In the Premier League, Manchester City defeated Burnley 2-0. Leicester City defeated Fulham 2-0. Everton over Leeds United 2-1. West Ham United over Aston Villa 3-1. Brighton at Hove Albion, a 1-0 winner over Liverpool. In the Scottish Premiership, it was Ross County over Hamilton Academical 2-1. Motherwell beat Dundee United 2-1. Rangers defeated St. Johnstone 1-0. In the championship, it was Rotherham United 3, Derby County 0. Brentford over Bristol City 3-2. The FA Women's League Cup semifinals, Chelsea women over West Ham United women in shutout 6-0. Bristol City women over Leicester City women 1-0. In the Scottish Championship, it was Arbroath over Inverness Caledonia Thistle tied at 1. Dunfermline over Raith Rovers 4-1. No action from the Irish Premiership. All their games were canceled due to the COVID outbreak. In Spanish Copa del Rey, Levante over Villarreal 1-0. Barcelona 5-3 winner over Granada. In the German DFB Cup, Leipzig blanked Bochum 4-0. Wolfsburg blanked Schalke 1-0. Jan Resenberg and FC Cologne, well, they ended a 2-2 tie, but Regensburg won it with 4-3 on penalty kicks. Borussia Mönchengladbach over Stuttgart 2-1. In Italia's Coppa Italy, Napoli and Atalanta tied at 0. French League, Lille over Bordeaux 3-1. Montpellier and Metz tied at 0. Rennes and Angers Metz and Montpellier tied at 1. Reims and Angers tied at 0. Rennes and Lorient 1-1 tie. Strasbourg and Brest 2-2. Lyon and Dijon 1-0. Lens and Marseille tied at 2. Monaco over Nice 2-1. Paris Saint-Germain a 3-0 winner over Nimes. Etienne and Nantes tied at 1. In the Australian A-League, it was the Central Coast Mariners over Melbourne City by a score of 3-2. In the Brazilian Series A, Grêmio and Santos ended in a 3-3 tie. Red Bull Bargito over Atletico Goianies. In the Danish Superliga, it was Lyngby over Odense Bold Club 1-0. FC Copenhagen over Aalborg BK 3-2, Swiss Super League. Young Boys over Zurich 4-1. Valdudes over Lugano tied expensively 1-1. Sion and St. Gallen 3-2. In Turkish Superliga, Silverspor and Erzurumspor tied at 0. Faith Karagümrük over Galenstep 2-0. Kaiser Spor and Alanya would make things happy, and they did. They ended up in a tie, 1-0. 1-1 over Kayserispor. Antalyaspor and Besiktas tied at 1. Konyaspor and Gençlerbirliği tied at goose eggs. 15 minutes past the hour, and I think that's going to do it for tonight. We have done our 40 minutes. In fact, we've went past. And we got some leftovers for you for tomorrow, so please join us then. I'm Steve, the Baxman Baxley. For everyone who's been a part of Sports Final, thank you for watching, and good night, everybody, and good night to all of you. Sleep well, and we'll see you all tomorrow night. I'm Steve, the Baxman Baxley, saying good night from all of us at the thank you everybody for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow night, 11:35, here on the L2C Sports Final, or here on Sports Final on the L2C Media Network. Until we meet again tomorrow night, I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley, wishing you all much blessings, good health, good life, and good night, everybody. This has been Sports Final, a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. Harry von Stuttgart speaking. Good night, everybody. This program came to you from our studios in Jackson.